hit you all in over a week. A little thing called life happens, and you got to take care of home first, and that's the position that I was in last week. So we're pretty much coming off of a fresh week off at the gym. We're within the last 10 days of Ramadan, so spiritually it's crunch time. It's kind of crucial, but physically trying to get back into the groove, mentally trying to get back to the groove. A couple of things going on at home, still trying to get the hang of work and all that. But in any event, last time I left you guys, we started a systemic conditioning phase. So we're going to restart that because with that week-long gap, I wasn't going to see any adaptation like I had wanted to or had hoped for. So we're just going to start it again. I had time to ruminate on it a little bit more, and we're going to really try to push the envelope and try to get as many rounds in as possible within the allotted 30 minutes. In here late is going to be another midnight bedtime for me. It just is what it is. This time of the year is just difficult. It's just difficult to get meals in. It's difficult to get rest in. If you are a bodybuilder or you're passionate about your physique and you're trying to build it. Took some progress pictures, and this trend down in body weight, body fat percentage is going to continue. I look I feel rested, but I definitely don't look a way that I like. I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to put pictures up on this video, but we'll see in any event. But we're going to get started. Day one, reset, systemic conditioning. So let's go ahead and get started, and let's not waste any more time. All right, tenacity, strength.
Okay, so as I've said, I had to do a bit of a hard restart with the systemic conditioning. I had some life events getting away. We had some car trouble. Wife ended up getting COVID actually, so I had to take care of her. We had to self-quarantine for a bit. I am fully vaccinated, so it wasn't that huge of a deal, but with us having a now 2-year-old and me actually having to go into the office now, it made things a little bit difficult. So much to my chagrin, we had to basically just stay in the house, which for all inclusive purposes I do understand. It's just my personality doesn't like to really miss stuff that is scheduled, so I ended up just staying inside the house basically. But it was good. So I probably got rid of some inflammation that was inside of the muscle still from that very, very long training period that I put myself through. So I'm just really happy to be able to bring you guys some content, because I really don't want to be another talking head on here. Again, this whole YouTube is about accountability for me and advice for you, but sometimes I just don't want to be the guy talking about proteins, fats, and all that. I think everyone should have a basic understanding of nutrition. If you don't, there are some books I recommend, like Championship Bodybuilding, things of that nature. But with training and advising you when to, for instance, use a systemic conditioning phase, that's where I think a lot of my content has its strengths. So I do apologize for not being able to bring you something a little bit more frequently. But again, life gets in the way, but we're back in the saddle. So essentially how we're starting off here is that we're starting off with, week one, 50 seconds between rest trisets. So I have dumbbell laterals, I have lat pull downs, and then I have a glute bridge, which I thank God I'm not doing with a barbell this fucking week. That was terrible. Stuff. Yeah, we're still in Ramadan. So in any event, 3 exercises back to back, 50 seconds rest in between each set, and then we just go ahead and pound the main exercises. I like to tell people that are in the market for a recomp or anything like this, now that I'm getting more of the science behind a systemic phase, I think a lot of heavy training phases should be precluded by a systemic phase. That's going to get you ready for what's to come. We can get into potentation and all that at a later point, but I think a systemic phase can benefit bodybuilders, powerlifters, strongmen, so they can elicit a bigger response from their training. So we're starting off with this tri-set, and really what we're focusing on a couple of different things. Number one, we're focusing on the squeeze. We're holding for a 1 second contraction at the peak contraction part of our movement. So as you can see right now, I'm doing lat pull downs. Obviously the peak contraction is at the bottom of the movement, so we're going to do it for a 1 second hold, and then we're going to emphasize a 3 second negative. Some of these release a little bit faster than 3 seconds. I failed math several times, so I'm not good at counting or multitasking with numbers, which is why I let my wife handle the finances most times. But in any event, we get looking at a 1 second hold, 3 second negative, 50 seconds rest in between each set. Now, I'll be the first to admit, at least on this particular exercise, that contraction wasn't held super long, so obviously that's something that I'm going to have to work on. So this week is a 50-second rest in between each exercise in the tricep. Well, next week that's going to go down to 40. And then for my third week, if I do the full 3 weeks, which more than likely I will because I'm that type of person, it goes down to 30 seconds. So this is really breaking a sweat. When you see the weight, it doesn't seem hard. It doesn't look hard or anything like that, but the amount of density that's contained within that work session is extraordinarily high. So you're going to be sweating, you're going to be huffing, you're going to be puffing, and that's perfectly okay. Really, you shouldn't, because it's only 3 rounds. What you're about to see right now is where you should really be huffing and puffing. So now, I kind of did this in reverse. I was supposed to start off with stiff leg deadlifts, but then I ended up doing incline dumbbell presses first. So in any event, again, 3 second negative, 1 second hold at the top. But the thing about it is that these are only for 4 reps apiece. So why only 4 reps? For the simple fact that we are bouncing back and forth between each exercise, and we're only going to take a rest in between each cycle of exercises. So dumbbell press, then straight into a stiff leg deadlift, and then a rest. And we're doing that for as many rounds as possible. So you're probably thinking to yourself, Larry, how do I get past that type of awfulness? Because it sounds absolutely disgusting. Well, you have to put your iPhone on a timer, because we're a team iPhone around here, and you just need to pick a song or two, something that doesn't make you think or anything like that, something that you can just get into the groove about or get into the groove with, and you're just going to have to fight for 30 minutes. And the funny part about this is that time increases to 40 minutes next week. So that's what makes it fun. I'm not sure if it goes to 50 minutes. I'm really not sure. If it does, I can tell you now, I'm probably screwed. But in any event, like I said, I think it's going to be very, very good conditioning, and it's going to set me up well for the next block. And I'm also looking to recomp. Some of the pictures that I have, they ain't that great. I may put some up here, to be quite honest with you. But like I said, this is the start of, like I've said before, rather, this is the start of a fat loss phase for me. I got one huge, tremendous cheat day coming. And that is going to be, right after Ramadan, I believe. So Ramadan should end next Tuesday night. It should end. I'm not absolutely sure, but understand that I'm gonna have one big blast of food. I'm checking in around about 248 right now. So now that regular feedings will happen again, there will be an initial bump up in weight, but it's not gonna be anything too crazy. And then I'm going to start pulling food. The goal is to obviously decrease body fat, but I also want to get ready for the next competition season next year. Districts for my fraternity is that weekend of the Pittsburgh Bodybuilding Championships, so I may not do that show, and I may just focus in on Omaha. But that's quite a while away, and a lot of factors go into that. So guys, thanks for listening. If you haven't liked or subscribed to the channel, hey, please do. I definitely want to bring in a lot of content that you guys want to see, and I would love to hear your thoughts about this. Try the systemic conditioning phase. Please let me know what you thought about it, and I'm available for individual programming as well. So just hit the DM, hit my email, and let's see where we go. Thanks for watching, guys. You have a good one.